How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Hey guys!
Hey!
Welcome to our first annual Patreon's Choice.
Our first annual?
Annual.
It's just Patron's Choice.
Patreon? What?
It's called Patreon.com, but they are patrons.
It's called Anal Panel.
It is Kroger, not Kroger's.
Yeah.
Welcome to the first annual Kroger's Patreon's Choice.
Anal Panel? I'm the worst in the world.
Yeah, I think it's fun. We're giving back.
Yeah,
after
that's
they
what
give
we're
us
doing.
so much.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me this movie. I'm pretty impressed.
So this is Maddie Hops.
Yeah.
Thanks, Maddie Hops.
This is a good choice.
I thought it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
And
we'll get into it.
An addendum. If you pick a bad movie, we're going to boost you up to a level. You got to give us more money.
Okay. We're going to automatically change your donation
you're opted
level.
in.
Yeah. If it's a bad movie, you're Beelzebub automatically.
So think
Carefully.
hard.
But if
Choose wisely.
you're already a Beelzebub like Jeremy and he picks a bad movie, he's a whole new level.
He has to come to my house and clean it.
He goes ultra.
So, in case you're wondering what Patreon is, that's what keeps the show going financially.
It's oil.
We have 90 patrons.
I thought it was oxygen and food.
We net 90 because we had, at one point, I thought we had 92 because I saw we had
Why
some
do you
new ones.
have to go into these
So
things?
I feel abandoned. No, I'm kidding. So go to patreon.com/NOTLP and you get access to tons of bonus content.
$1 will get you access to all of it.
Yep. 5 gets you an NOTLP pin. 10 gets you a shirt, but we make those annually. So the 2017 shirts annually, those are already out for 2017, but you would get one for 2018. And then the $25 level gives you a producer credit on the show. Our Beelzebubs, big demons,
and you get a chance to pick a movie next year.
Big demons.
Yep.
If we choose your name.
That's right.
And you get a chance to maybe clean my house.
Chance to clean. Oh,
because if you're bad at it, picking.
I see.
Do you know what the patrons got this week? Do you know what they got?
They got a high five happy hour.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Poocha.
Good one.
Poocha.
It was a good one. Was it a good one?
It was a good one.
It was a good one.
I listened
Wow,
to
you
it.
guys really flattered yourself, didn't you?
Hey, bitch.
I'm flattered.
If I can't love myself, how in the hell am I going to love somebody else?
Amen.
Thank you.
Kim Kolchak, Carl Kolchak.
What else did
Kim
the patrons
Zolciak.
Real Housewives of
No, that's RuPaul.
of nighttime.
Of nighttime.
Real Housewives of the evening.
That's a lot of housewives.
Of nighttime. Of the night world.
Oh,
Yeah, Kelley and I hung out with Commanda.
yeah, one of our patrons
One of our patrons, but also a friend.
and a friend. More importantly,
You know, she lives in Pittsburgh, and I've forgiven her entirely. You can tell because I keep bringing it up.
yeah.
You know, I don't care anymore because I don't care about football anymore.
It's true. I've given up on
So
that.
Pittsburgh, you're all right
whatever.
now.
Thanks to Andy's ennui, you're okay.
Yeah.
You got them. You got that mall.
So
I do. Love
They've got an
that mall.
IKEA.
we have an IKEA.
I know. I'm just saying
But
things
like
about
they have
Pittsburgh
one,
that I know.
so
You mean
they're cool.
the Monroeville Mall?
Yeah,
Yeah,
We've been there.
but that's not where the IKEA is.
yeah. We watched Dawn of the Dead in the Monroeville Mall.
You were eaten by zombies in the Monroeville Mall while watching Dawn of the Dead.
It was pretty great, except for being eaten.
And Monroe showed up from that sitcom.
Oh, from
Yeah.
Too Close
Yeah.
for Comfort.
Yeah,
Jim J. Bullock.
that's right.
I have all kinds
Okay.
of trivia about.
Was he gay on the show or just very
On the
flamboyant?
show, he was just ambiguous.
Okay.
He got raped
Yeah, that's right. He did get raped
on the show.
by a
by
woman.
two women.
Yeah.
By two women.
Oh, was it two?
Yeah.
Where they take him into a van or something?
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's right. And then at the end, they hint that they also rape Henry because they goes. They go to confront them.
Oh.
And he gets pulled in they threw him in a bathtub full of Jello and God knows what.
Does Henry have his cosmic cow puppet with him when he gets
Jim
raped?
J bullshit.
Okay,
Yeah,
was
because
it
rape is bullshit.
Yeah.
that
was the point of the shit. Like, it was all about...
Taking a strong stand, Amy.
Thank you.
Was it a fat joke? Were they like bigger women?
Yes, they were.
overpowered?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
So the only way they could get a man was to rape.
Ted Knight was like, show me on Cosmic Cow where they touched you, Jim J.
Did they go into detail of...
Billy, Baroo.
Kelley, did they go into detail of what they did to him?
No.
Okay.
And
So it just leads you to your imagination.
there was another episode of this show where
Too Close for Comfort.
Too Close for Comfort.
Keeping up.
Where
I never
Henry's old
watched it.
war buddy comes to visit. Like, they were in the army together, and he comes and he tells Henry that he's gay. He's an older gentleman, and it's all about like Henry having to kind of come to terms with that. It was a show that was a little bit hard of fun.
Yeah, sounds it.
We had one of the cast members on the podcast in our early days.
Jim J. Bullock.
No, we couldn't get Jim J. Too difficult, but we had Deborah Van Valkenburg.
Oh, I can't believe I wasn't on that.
Yeah, I think it might have even been in Pittsburgh. Possibly Pittsburgh.
Because they do conventions.
I had a crush on her when I was a kid, and I told her that.
I like the other one.
I realize it's probably inappropriate now.
Why is that inappropriate? You're not allowed to have crushes
made her
on people?
uncomfortable. I was like, I was in love with you when I was
This
a
is
kid.
craziness. I'm going to tell everyone.
I think what Freddie said was okay. If he had said, "Oh man, I used to jerk off to you constantly when I was a kid,"
I was like, nah, I've seen you naked since the last time we were together.
that would have been too much.
I nearly said that to Roby,
I'm glad you didn't.
but I did just say that. I had a
She's
crush
like,
on
that's so metal. It's so metal. Did she spooch on an Iron Maiden album when you were done? Did you make a mess on Cradle? Did you make your own Cradle of Filth, Kelley?
What are your little hand gestures? That
These
you're
are
doing, Freddie?
heavy metal.
That's
heavy
what
metal.
Roby does.
Heavy metal.
It's
Heavy
like
metal.
Fon-
Roby.
It's like Fonzie, but you do like Fonzie.
It's like Cowabunga.
Do we have to explain who Roby is? You think?
Louise Roby from Friday the 13th of the series.
We had to
who I-
explain this whole segment.
who I
Yeah.
did used to jerk off to.
What's too close to
This
comfort?
is very dated.
Wait, we have to explain who we are.
Oh.
Andy.
I'm not cranberry sauce.
That's true.
I love his catchphrase. That was
Definitely
maybe the
not
best part of the
cranberry
movie.
sauce.
That's not cranberry sauce.
You guys,
I wish you had mixed it up a little, though. We're talking about Blood Rage, by the way, in case you're
Yeah.
wondering.
Or slasher.
Because it's a
Or
Thanksgiving,
slasher.
or you could call it slasher. It's Thanksgiving themed, so the blood is not cranberry sauce. But he should have like jammed the machete up someone's butt and been like, "That's not gravy." And then he could have put someone in a freezer and been like, "You're a popsicle, silly."
I can't wait to talk. I can't wait to talk about the lackadaisical victims
Yeah.
in this movie.
So
They were the easiest people to kill in the world.
we
I think he could have just poked his finger right through them because they would have just stood there for it.
we made it through one introduction, right?
No, not at all.
I haven't even introduced myself.
We said what you weren't.
You just know I'm not cranberry sauce.
Okay, that's all anyone needs to
Well,
know.
I'm Andy. I'm not cranberry sauce.
True.
Yeah.
I'm
True,
joined by
true.
Amy. She's not stuffing.
It's true. I'm not.
For Freddie, he's not green bean casserole.
Oh, that's too bad.
But I am a jive-ass
Yeah.
turkey.
And Kelley, he's not yams.
I love yams.
Me
I want to
too.
be yams so badly.
Candied or just regular?
Waggle.
Okay.
Weggle Williams?
Waggle yams.
Wiggable.
Some butter.
Elsa's
And-
trying to introduce herself.
She is.
And
She's standing
Elsa,
up.
what is she not? Pumpkin pie?
She's not a cat.
She's not a bad girl. Because he's a cuckoo.
She's bad girl Riri. And we're joined by Mikey B, who is not bum. I don't know, Brussels sprout?
He's
You're
not
not
bumpa da bum.
I'm definitely not Brussels.
I thought you were about to
Brussels sprouts.
Trans-Siberian. I'm like,
Brussels
dun 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 dun.
Sorry, we saw TSO last night.
First
We
time
got
for
a
all
TSO
of us.
for TSO.
We tried to explain what TSO is to the same people who don't know who
Okay.
Too
I
Close
love
to Comfort
I love
is.
how we have to explain all of our bits and bobs.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra is a spectacle of metal
It's a spectacle.
Christmas music.
And
Yeah.
other
Pyrotechnics.
and other sundry
And
music.
And-
Satan,
Yeah.
Satan,
Drama.
Satan ritual music.
Yeah.
It is the most dramatic thing.
It is a weird mismatch of like satanic imagery and Christmas imagery.
Mhm.
It's like Iron
Well, it's
Maiden
perfect.
by way of the Christmas Carol.
Did they have a Krampus?
They didn't have a Krampus.
No
They had a
Krampus.
dragon and a tiger.
It wouldn't surprise me.
And helicopters.
Yeah, and helicopters, Apache
And
helicopters.
eagles flying.
And eagles.
Okay, do I have to describe
Were there wolves?
In some of their shows, they have wolves.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do I have to describe to the listeners who Meatloaf is?
Yes.
No. Yeah.
I mean, you could do anything for Meatloaf, but you should do that.
So basically, if
Zowo!
we have to explain that song too.
That was awesome.
No, if you
That
don't
was a
get
sneak
it,
attack.
if you don't get it, that's not my fault.
Imagine if Meatloaf put on a Christmas show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is basically what you get.
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
It's a little more than the meatloaf.
Old meatloaf.
It's meatloaf
With
with,
a lot more
gravy.
guitars.
Yeah.
Less
a lot more
Lita
guitars.
Ford.
Yes.
More guitars.
Yeah, Lita
Yeah,
Ford.
Lita
There was
Ford.
definitely a Lita Ford vibe.
Yeah, you don't want to close your eyes on that one.
The look,
Forever.
Not for a minute, not forever.
the look of the female performers is pure Lita Ford. It's
It
like
is.
it's like thigh high and knee high boots, like tight black clothes,
Okay, well,
long
not-
blonde hair.
Not just the female
Bustiers?
singers.
And-
Everybody.
Bustiers?
like
Sort of. I mean, it
sometimes
doesn't-
they do costume
lots of
changes a little bit.
buttons.
Well, everybody had the same Lita Ford look.
Yeah, and the male is like
It
a
was
dark Sergeant Pepper's
It was
band.
Lido Ford.
Lido Ford, where they had like the almost like English style military jackets, but everything was
I think it
black
was, like,
and gold.
Gothic.
Is it because he was
Yeah,
a
it was, like,
conductor
steampunky
of the
gothic.
Sergeant Pepper.
Trans-Siberian Railroad?
Dude, I do
Yeah,
not understand in the least. But let me tell you, there was a little call and response going on. People like heard the first like couple of like do, and they would go lose their fucking
The
minds.
people down on the floor in the front. We were at the Nutter Center.
They were
in Dayton.
headbanging.
Yeah. By the way, Dayton, we owe you an apology. We had a great time. In
It
your
was
city.
very nice.
Yeah, sorry, Shayna.
I
Yeah,
accidentally
Shane, sorry.
ended up on the fucking Air Force Base by accident, and I had
Yeah.
to show the guy my
man,
ID
Did you drive by Hangar 18?
A man with a gun stopped her.
and said, "May I see your ID, and I'll show you where you can turn around." And I'm like, "Yeah."
May
had
I
a
see
gun
your
and a
ID
knife.
so I can hide it after I murder you?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And let me tell you,
Tell me.
Tell us.
where were we? Trans is great.
It was really cool. My mom lost her shit.
Oh, the super fans.
Yeah.
We're at the Nutter Center, and that's where they play basketball and everything. So it's square. So I didn't spring for the expensive seats because I'm a little cheap, and we ended up on
We
the
were
side.
fine, right?
It was good, but
It was
we had
great.
we had to turn the whole time.
I
but
think
there's-
that if we had been closer, we would have missed some of the
we would have missed some of the spectacle.
Some of it was to us.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a love letter to us. in
Yeah.
our seats.
But the down on the hard. My point is, we are not the hardcore TSO
Right.
fan base, but on the floor
Your
there
fandom is a little bit less than it was once.
right. Down on the floor. There are people like Amy said who hear the first two notes of something. They're like, "Ah!" They lose their mind. You look like their heads are they like their heads are gonna explode, but they're all like middle-aged people.
Yeah, you
I
could
was
see their
watch-
mouths agape.
Yeah, I was watching them just as much as the actual TSO.
Yeah.
We're also middle-aged people.
I know we are, but
The
we don't point it out about ourselves.
the floor seats do get sprayed snow on by TSO. So,
So
it's
much
like their
fun.
Fago.
they get jizzed all over.
They got gassed.
They did.
Take off no.
There's a catwalk.
Oh, do
On
they
the
do
catwalk.
Do they
on the
shake a little
catwalk. They
tush?
shake their little tush.
It floats.
It floats, dude.
This is who Taylor Swift was talking about. In the
Oh, tilting stages. Oh my god.
so she has beef with TSO.
Oh
she
my
does.
god! So like they get the guitarists. There are a lot of electric guitarists in the band.
A lot.
There are 500.
There's basically two main electric guitar guys, and they get on to the catwalk. This like almost triangular catwalk thing, and then it comes out over the crowd down on the floor, and all this gas, this fog machine shit
All this
on the
sarin
bottom
gas.
starts. I told Andy, I was like, I thought the Joker was going to come out and be like he had Smilexed the entire audience,
Yeah.
but like all this like fog machine stuff's coming out, and there's on the screens there's like a lightning storm going and everything. It was like the most over the top rock show I've ever seen.
But with Christmas.
But with Christmas music, and also
Mostly
0
Christmas
Fortuna.
music.
I feel like were they passing out desserts constantly? I feel like this needed like an unbelievable amount of desserts. Also,
It needed some.
Desserts? No,
it needed some
unfortunately.
weed. That's what it needed.
Yeah, yeah. It needed some weed.
Well.
Dire need of some weed.
But we saw so many Lindas and Kathys there.
Oh,
We did.
it was a nonstop wall of Linda's,
Yeah.
Kathy's, Debbie's.
It was like an
Karen's.
was Barb there?
Barb.
Fun Barb?
Yeah,
A
it was
lot
like
of fun
it was like an
So many
HR
barbs.
meeting basically.
Plus
Well-
a lot of group home people.
Oh, yeah.
We decided that it was like a popular
Yep.
outing, I think, for group homes.
You could get a little idea with a crowd because of the advertisements for the Jeff Dunham show coming.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
but
Was there a lot of woo?
there was. Well,
I'm pretty sure they have groupies.
they
No, they
probably
have
do.
to.
And they like went back to back with 2 electric guitars.
Oh no!
Yeah, there's a lot of hair whipping. I mean, like this was like grandstanding to the. It was so much fun. I
Yeah.
mean, like
That sounds awesome.
The hair
I-
was fantastic.
Yeah, the hair. Everybody had long hair. You had to have long
Just like
hair
the
so you
Werewolf
could
of
whip
London.
it. Except for the Asian violinist, his hair was shorter, and he would but they would come out into the crowd, and then they also had. At the end of the stage, there's this huge cube that would levitate and has all this stuff projected on it.
That violinist has been playing since he was 2 years old.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Tiger.
Well,
Woods.
actually, the violinist
And
is
is
replacing a dead guy that just died this summer.
That's-
Not to
what's
bring
the
it up.
Bassist.
Oh, was it the
that was the
bassist?
bassist.
Never mind.
2 people, I guess, died this year that were involved with the band, like starting it.
One of my favorite parts was the fact that Andy and I were a little bit nervous that they weren't going to play the Carol of the Bells song.
And then they played it twice.
3 times, actually.
Was
You
it
got
3 times?
You got
3
it
times.
3.
I
I
thought
did
that
they tease it once or
How
something?
They kind of teased it.
I'm a little surprised you thought they wouldn't play it. I would have thought that's the only song they
Well,
played.
when we got in there, we were worried that it was like
know.
what they
Okay,
would have
well-
opened with.
Yeah.
Kelly, you're not far off because all the music kind of blended together.
Yeah, that's
It all
definitely.
starts to at the beginning sounds a little like a Van Halen song
Yeah.
about to play.
Did they do? Did they mix it up and do like a God Rest You Merry Gentlemen, but made it sound exactly like Carol of the Bells?
Made it
All
sound
of
like on
it.
Skinny Bop.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
little bit.
God rest you, merry gentlemen.
There was a zippity bop
I love cocaine.
Yeah, there was a jazz scat singer.
Yeah,
There
there was a
was.
guy who did like he did a little microphone stand dance too, which was pretty
Oh,
cool.
like Steven Tyler?
Yeah, kinda, except a little more jazzy.
Oh,
and
shit.
then
What about when Steven Tyler gets jazzy? He gets
he
jazzy.
gets jazz all over. And then there was this whole
Hey,
like,
that's not cranberry sauce.
cranberry sauce. Then there's
marshmallows on your yam.
there's this whole video segment of like Beethoven where they do Requiem.
Oh
Beethoven's Requiem.
That was actually the best part.
And he has like stripper ghosts all around him,
Nice.
like
In nightgowns.
Yeah, nightgowns.
And they're writhing.
yeah, they're
I love-
writhing like Dracula's brides.
Oh, that sounds sexy.
It was pretty sexy, Kelly. I
Yeah,
think
it's-
you enjoy
it's-
this a lot.
It's worth the money because for $60 what we paid, we took a it was a time machine.
You
Yeah,
got
to the 90s.
Yeah.
you got on Willy Wonka's boat.
Yeah.
Took a journey.
It's the cheapest time travel you ever take in your life.
Any listeners that might meet Andy in the future, you need to ask Andy to show you the groupie walk or the singer walk.
Oh,
Yeah.
the backup
Fantastic.
dancer,
It's-
or yeah.
The backup singers come out and do this great strut to the
Yeah.
microphones.
Oh, it's an awesome strut.
Yeah.
Andy's nailed it already.
Freddie
Yeah.
really liked it.
I liked it a lot. It was seductive.
Yeah, no, I love a good
Freddie was
strut.
seduced.
That was my favorite thing about Kate Blanchett in Ragnarok was her walk.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh,
then
this
you'll
is-
enjoy
yeah.
this because this is like 4 Kate Blanchetts taking the stage.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Can't
Yeah.
Mikey B's like,
Let's face
dial it back a little bit.
You know, Kate
Your backup dancers are no Kate Blanchett.
doesn't quite roll off the tongue like Sharon Stone does it.
Doesn't.
Alliteration is always best. All right, well, that's our review.
Oh, and a shout out to the Dublin Pub.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
great.
Fantastic
good.
restaurant in Dayton.
They
Fantastic
They
food.
should shorten it to just the Publin.
I think they call themselves the Dub Pub online.
That doesn't sound as
It's not
cute.
as
The
good.
Publin.
I do like the Publin.
Doesn't Publin sound like a mythical creature that like grant like it's like kind of cranky, but you can also get wishes out of it?
Oh, you caught me. I'm a Publin.
What sort of wishes?
Answer my
Wishmaster?
riddles 3.
Wishmaster style riddle, like
Yeah.
wishes, or
No, you get
just a good, like straightforward.
he might not grant what you ask for. Like you might have to work your way down. You're like,
Yeah.
I wish for eternal life. He's like, I won't give you that. You're like, I wish for an iPad. Okay. And then you
So
get-
it's a big step down.
yeah.
Be
Did we-
reasonable.
Now, what do we have to do to get these wishes?
You have to answer his riddles 3.
Oh.
And you have to put the Publin's dick in your mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, is it a big dick?
Depends on the Publin.
It does depend on the Publin, but it's bigger than a bread box. Always.
Oh my
Well, bread
gosh.
boxes are huge.
Exactly.
I can't
It's
fit
actually
that-
shaped exactly like a bread
I can't
box.
fit that in my mouth. I can't get wishes.
There is a
Then
loaf
you're
of
not
bread
gonna
inside
wish.
of it too.
Oh, it's worth it then.
They bake it with the yeast they grow in their trousers.
Hey, if it tastes good, I'll eat it.
If Publins wore looser trousers, their dicks would not be big as bread boxes.
No, they're
because
swollen.
they'd be lacking in yeast.
Dick bread.
So the
Dick Bread Realty.
pretzel bun was pretty good last night.
Okay, let's talk about that. Any more banter before we?
I'll just, I already mentioned it to you, but we went and saw Christmas Vacation at the movie theater last night.
I really wish I could.
With a crowd of people, like, talking along with the movie and shouting things out. It was a lot of fun.
I would have loved it. I hope that's going to be around again.
Maybe they'll do it again if it was popular enough. Was it a packed house?
It was a packed house.
Yeah.
I had popcorn.
Good popcorn.
Hey, popcorn. There's a costume contest.
Costumes?
Yeah, people win.
What?
Was anybody dressed up like a Publin?
No Publins at all. But there was a little girl dressed up like a Christmas tree.
That's
she won.
Cute.
Did she have a squirrel coming
Oh, no,
out of
she
her?
didn't win.
She didn't win?
No, the guy that dressed up, there was a guy dressed up as the courier that drops off Clark's Jelly of the Month club membership. That guy won. And it was awesome because his costume was very accurate.
That's fantastic.
Did anybody bring a Rottweiler with them that had a snotty face?
No.
Aw, that's too bad. That would have been my favorite.
He got a little bit of Mississippi Hound dog in it. Leg hound in him.
If he gets on, you just best to let him finish.
Just let him finish Clark.
Freddie would win the Who's the Most Like Clark Griswold contest in this room.
In this room?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that contest.
Yeah. Guess what you win?
A divorce?
I bet nothing.
No. You win eggnog and a moose cup.
Oh, I would love that. It's the gift that keeps on giving, Clark, all year long.
You couldn't hear a dump truck drive through a nitroglycerin plant.
Is that going to be the rest of the show? Just us quoting?
Yeah. I love William Hickey. Rest in peace.
I don't know, Andy.
That was a big moment. I don't know, Margot. Everyone shouted, I don't know, Margot.
Do we have to explain to the listeners National Lampoon's
No,
Christmas?
fuck no.
Okay.
Fuck you if you
That's
don't know.
That's a yearly custom.
People throw Kleenex
tradition.
during the musical number in the attic. That always gets me.
Oh, it is sad, right?
Mhm.
Not sad, but pointent.
They throw Kleenex?
No, that's
should.
not
I'm
how
glad
it
to.
is.
That's what I would have dressed up as. Him in the turban
Oh, yeah.
and the robe. Did they?
Two people did, yeah.
Yeah.
A couple.
Oh.
A
Damn
couple
it.
of women.
Oh. Did anybody come as the black and white footage from the home movies?
Somebody did come as a movie can, like a real.
Okay, I would be the counter service girl that he falls in love with.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just become,
Mary, well, that's my name.
Is this the Christmas
See that, Russ? You can't see any line.
No line,
show
Russ.
we've ever had?
or
It's
I'll
very
just,
holiday themed.
I'll
This
just show
show.
up as Johnny Galecki
Uh,
from Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
You're gonna dress like Leonard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Cool.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, shit and rocks.
You sure you ain't Santa Claus?
Michael, Mickey, Maka is the
All right. We'll be back.
Hello, boys and girls. It's time for straight to video Russian Roulette.
Free Steve Martin house.
Hey, every Steve Martin house on the Hallmark Channel.
I'm Steve Martin House, and you can trust me as your representative.
He's my favorite. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this 1 hour, 31-minute horror film on Netflix.
What was it
End of
called?
review.
It's by the Vang, I'm assuming brothers, Abel and Burley.
Burly
Vang.
Bang.
5 friends are terrorized by a supernatural.
What's it called?
It's called Bedeviled.
Oh, thank you.
Bedeviled.
They're not talking about eggs either.
These eggs bedeviled. 5 friends are terrorized by a supernatural entity after downloading a mysterious app.
Oh, no.
All right. I'm going to spoil this because you're never going to guess. I don't recommend it. I don't. Except for
Freddie, don't.
if you're into costuming or
Teaming.
or makeup, yes, because that it has some interesting visual
What
elements there.
What costuming was good to you?
The Bedeviled character.
Really?
I thought the costuming was at least
Mr. B Devil.
it was it had
No, it's Miss B Devil.
What do they-
Miss B. Oh,
She,
sorry.
her first name is B.
what do they call that? Like when something is like branded effectively.
That's a good
Not
brand.
iconic, but maybe I don't know.
It's
Anyways,
just good.
they did a good job with the
Okay.
the villain character, but the rest of the movie is is so middling. This has Saxon Charbino in it, who did something really awesome called American Vandal. She was the pretty girl in American Vandal, where the teacher was like, yeah, she is hot.
Is that the one that lied about giving the guy a hand job?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was great on that. And in this, they didn't give the actors much to work with as far as the script goes because it's very silly and lazy.
I didn't get it.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah, I watched it a couple weeks ago because it's a trending now on Netflix. I was like,
okay.
And I like the idea of it actually because I like that they're doing things with like current technology.
Well, it's kind of like Evil Siri, kind of crossed with The Ring somewhat. But what it is their friend Nikki. She's found dead in very much the tradition of the opening of The Ring, where
she's such a darling.
Nikki, she is darling. And these are age appropriate actors, teenagers playing teenagers. Just so you know, like, so you're not going to get like a nuanced,
you're going to get
super nuanced performances
when you want to see real teenagers.
So if Roy Morris listening, if you want to see real teenagers,
yeah,
you like real teens
in peril with a man that won't leave them alone,
barely legal.
Starring Roy Moore.
WWAD, the WAD.
Wow. Nikki dies. And suddenly her friends start getting an app invite on their phones to this thing.
Isn't this the plot of that movie where the girl dies on Facebook?
It's like friend request, almost.
Kinda. This is less clever than that movie.
Wow.
Yeah. In its presentation. Well, the thing with friend request was, and I want to make sure I'm not getting that mixed up with Unfriended.
Aren't they the same movie?
No, Unfriended was good.
Unfriended was the one that had the clever presentation.
They were online together.
That was interesting because at least they did something different where it was like presenting the story through a Skype chat, more or less. Then there was friend request, right? Is that the one where the witch was using that was terrible.
What about hashtag horror?
That was really bad too.
That was so fucking
But that was kind of an art film.
Yeah, fuck that.
We're not allowed to criticize those anymore. Because they're supposed to be bad.
Oh.
There's a rule. Mm-hmm. So they all get this app invite for this Mr. Bedeviled app it's Siri on steroids. It'll do everything for you. It'll turn your lights off without being connected into your home system.
And it'll hit nonstop home runs.
Yeah, and nonstop home runs. And this group of friends, they all accept the request, even though there's this funny scene where this is an example of the dialogue is the one kid's like, I don't normally accept unsolicited requests from apps. He's telling his other teenage friend this. However, this one is really clever or whatever. I was just like, this is a weird.
From my point of view, it's the Jedi that are wrong.
Yeah, it was. It was very much prequel style dialogue. It's kind of like also they crib a lot from It.
Yeah, because it feeds on your fears.
Yeah, it tries to figure out what you're afraid of. It's like if Pennywise really hated social media people, you know. And it's a dead teenager movie, kind of like what Roger Ebert always called like the Final Destination movies. It's all shot with a lot of blue filter, so everything looks super blue.
I'll describe the movie to you. There's something at the end of a hallway that runs towards you.
Yeah,
that's half the movie.
That is half the movie. And a lot of it's somebody looking through the camera on their phone and seeing something, or it's not good. It's like it's very paint by numbers. There is this really weird moment, like these characters don't speak in any type of real way. Like all the dialogue is super stilted and serving the plot, not serving the characters' motivations at all at any point. But there's a moment where you get all this stilted dialogue, and then there's a scene where these two are doing it. They're doing making the sex tape, and they get done. And they're just laying there, and the girl's just like, "I gotta take a shit." And it's so out of the blue because everything else in the movie is so clinical and weird,
I think
like
it was
dry.
implied because she was getting from behind.
Maybe, I don't know, but she ends up in the bathroom on her phone. It was just a reason to get her into the bathroom to be on the phone so the app could terrorize her. There's a character called Fat Clown in this movie too. So if you like fat clowns. And it is a fat
It's the
clown.
only kind of clown I do like.
The only good clown is a fat clown.
There's this.
That's going to be next year's T-shirt. Next year's Patron T-shirt.
The only good clown is a fat clown. Because they're slow.
Yeah.
I can't. Everything's funny because I'm tired.
Yeah.
But you guys are funny. But
That
I'm
was
really
funny,
tired.
though.
I'm really
So
Legitimately.
as they're revealing all their fears, it's stupid fears like fat clowns, and this one girl, the shit girl, was afraid of her teddy bear.
The shit girl.
Shit girl.
That's what she's billed as on the credits. Actually.
Shit girl.
I mean, you really want to be a shit girl.
Was it her teddy bear or her titty bear? You know,
It's her titty bear.
You know.
She had a teddy bear that they give you no background on these characters until like the second and third act of the movie, and it's even then it's just stupid like hollow service points. Like, oh, go ahead, Kevin.
Can I pause your review?
Yeah.
I feel like I need to explain to listeners when I said titty bear. Like, for those who don't know what a titty bear is, like, I don't want.
It's a thing?
It is. It's like a little teddy bear. It's like it goes on your seatbelt. It's for like women. Like it like either holds it away from their boobs. Somehow it's something to do with making a seatbelt more comfortable.
Oh, it's pretty smart.
So I wasn't just being like a titty. Like I was
Oh.
So it's like a dick turtle.
exactly like that.
Like whenever you're using a full body harness
Yeah.
and it destroys your testicles and your penis.
Yeah.
And they sell this thing that's this. It's a live turtle.
Yeah.
And
I know.
you strap it onto and it,
Yeah.
holds on to everything for you.
Keeps it in place.
Yeah, and then
Makes
it's
sense.
like, and then you're like, cowbunga, dude.
You just have to give it a little bit of cilantro every now and
Yeah,
again.
a slice of pizza.
Does it like pizza?
It loves pizza. So where were we?
Anyway, you're welcome for that joke explanation.
I liked it better when you were just a gross person.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. Oh yeah, the Nikki, the girl who died in the beginning, her surviving boyfriend is this whiz kid computer kid. He's black, and his fear is he's afraid of old white ladies and cops.
To the surviving boyfriend, I bequeath my collection of old lady cop pornography.
Like a cop.
So anyway, he's afraid of old ladies and cops.
Yeah, and you know this because he says it to an old white lady on the bus. He's like, "You're scared of me, but I'm scared of you.
Oh,
I'm scared of old white ladies and cops."
It's a conversation I have with bees every time.
Yeah. So he's a whiz kid, and they set this up. You all right, Amy? In the first act, they set up. He says he
Kelley,
could.
I said this. I say this multiple times, but the transition to dementia for you is going to be very smooth. We're just not even going to know.
You don't. Yeah, you don't know. He might be there now.
You just sit there next to a beehive. Like, hey guys, let's talk.
No, I'm scared
terrified
of
of
them.
you guys.
But I get it. They're scared of me too.
Scared of bees and moths. Early in the first act, he says something about, "I can update the firmware on your phone for you, and then it'll block blah 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 blah." And then later, he says the word firmware again in the middle of the movie somewhere. And then in the third act, after everybody's getting taken out by Mr. Bedeviled, it's just him and Charbino.
So you got
Saxon.
Oh, good old Charbino.
You got Bedevil, Mr. Bedevil.
Yeah.
You got Shit Girl.
Yeah.
You got Johnny Firmware.
Johnny Firmware.
You got Charbino.
Yep.
Who else we got?
There was the kid who was stupping and making the sex tape with his dingus.
Ding. Sex
Ding-
tape.
he was-
Dingus.
he was-
Dingus Stuppen tape.
He was stupping shit girl.
Dingus. Stuppen tape.
So
Stuppen tape.
in the third act,
Stuppen tapa.
you get nothing from. They give no background to Charbino at all. Like, there's no reason. There's no reason that you should give a shit about any of these characters.
Except for Shit Girl.
Shit girl, because she showed some vulnerability. But you get to the third act, and they've decided that they're going to use his firmware.
I still don't know how they did it.
This is so
It
dumb.
doesn't make sense.
Well, I should dial back a minute.
Oh please.
One of the kids just stomps on his phone to break it. And he's like, "This will fix it." And the phone heals itself.
Oh.
And they're like, "Throw it away.
No, take the SIM card out.
Throw it away. Throw the whole thing away."
Can I bring up a funny story?
Nobody tried it. Not once. These kids are so addicted to their phones. that they're like, I'll try to destroy it. But
they're like, I'm on level 500 in Candy Crush. You think I'm just going to get rid of that?
They did say Candy Crush on this. And they said Facebook, too.
Yeah. Yeah. And they didn't cover up the Samsung logos or anything that indicated it was an Apple product. Like, they were very open with that, which is not normal.
Yeah, maybe they got some money for it.
Probably
My
not.
younger son has a friend who's a kid. And they got some goofy like chain letter text thing, and the other kid got one, and like it said like we're gonna find you. It was like, goofy. It was fake.
Yeah.
But it freaked the kid out, and he threw his phone at the wall, and then it bounced off the wall and hit the ground, and he stomped on it too. He was like devil, or he was like afraid of it, and my son was like, why would you do that? Like, that's what he said to his friend.
Church.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this kid church goes.
I feel like
You don't
Andy
think you don't think he
do
churches?
that.
No, he doesn't church. I don't know that he said devil. He was just afraid that they found him or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you remember Church's Chicken? That was pretty good.
Yeah, there's still churches.
Are they still around?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. Okay.
There's one down the way.
Around the way.
Right
bro?
down the way.
Not right down the way.
So he calls his new firmware Unbedeviler 1.0
Oh,
to
he names
unbedevil
it.
the phones.
He takes the time to name it.
Well, I mean, you don't see him write it down or anything, but he says it out loud.
So during this time of crisis, he stops to come up with a.
Yeah, and this movie has very little sense of whimsy or fun in it, even though the villain is kind of a whimsical kind of character with this big red bow tie.
Well, it's like a big puppet or something.
Yeah, and at one point, when the teddy bear comes after, it's like it's chasing her and everything.
He looks like Annabelle's boyfriend or something.
Yeah, he looks like something out of that universe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, and that's the thing that I think the character, the physical monster character work in this was good. Actually, there was a Bonnie Morgan who does a bunch of character work. She was the old lady in this. She's a contortionist, but she's been in a ton of horror films. She was Samara in the Ring sequels. But she's in this, and her moments are pretty cool. But again, the characters you're supposed to get behind are these totally flat teens.
Oh, you can't get behind totally flat teens.
Ooh. That came out sounding real gross, huh? Well, they're talking with walkie-talkies. Do you want to talk more about flat teens?
Giving us every detail here.
You're just like lobbing these softballs to us. We're gonna knock them out the park.
So the third act, he's firing up Unbedeviler.
Yeah,
and he's like my firmware, and she is, and they're both in a. Do you remember, Andy?
It's like warehouse type.
It's
thing.
like a warehouse, and Charbino's in another part of it, and they're talking on walkie-talkies. I don't even know why they're in this place.
Yeah, why did they go to the warehouse?
Do you remember?
I don't know.
Does it matter?
Well, I don't
Probably
know.
not.
Is that where Mr. Bedeviled started off at?
I don't know. It's pointless. It makes no sense.
Were they?
And they're talking. This is the small talk between teenagers over their CB radio. She goes, "I think I want to be a writer." This is all of a sudden you're like, oh, we forgot to give this character something outside of
some
being,
depth.
Yeah, besides being bedeviled.
So we'll have it right here at this place that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and the guy who's working on the computer is like, "Are you sure about that?" And she's like, "I think so." And he goes, I hear there's a lot of money in erotic fiction. And then he's like, 50 Shades of Grey. And then he does this, which is totally out of character for the character too.
It feels like you can tell an adult wrote this that's trying to just throw in all the pop culture references he can.
Yeah, maybe.
And to like relate to teens or something.
Or just a lame teen wrote it. I don't know which.
A lame teen.
A lame flat teen.
A lame flat teen.
Nobody was getting behind her.
Yeah.
No,
Mr. Moore, I won't go out with you. And then he's like, 50 Shades of Grey.
Right.
And then and she's like, or maybe I'll just work at Starbucks. And then she recites the recipe for one of the drinks at Starbucks from memory.
So,
and that's supposed to give her character depth.
I want to. So her job prospects for her life.
Yeah. Or
she's either going to be a writer.
Yeah.
Or work at Starbucks.
Right.
Those are the two paths.
Those are the two things. And then he's like, wow, maybe you should work at Starbucks. Because she knew the whole recipe from top of her head.
Ooh.
And then I'm like, all right, I'm okay with these two buying the farm right now. It's okay if they die.
I gotta tell you something. When you told me that just now,
Yeah.
I started to feel a little sick.
Yeah, you should. You should watch the movie just so you can finish getting sick.
Yeah, it like made my head feel a little swimmy, and I just felt like I want to throw up.
So he managed
Kelley, boomies.
Oh man,
Schlons.
I'm gonna make you real sick.
So
That just made me angry. This, for some reason,
he
made me sick.
manages to unbedevil her phone.
Good for him.
And his phone is at
Johnny Firmware.
She, for some reason, has another computer where she's at or something, she's looking at it, and his is at 95%. And she's like, oh no, it's getting close. Maybe you'll get bedeviled before this finishes. And then it gets to 99%, and then it stops and says blocked. And then he goes, oh shit, my firmware. His firmware was too good. It blocked it on his own phone, so he couldn't even unbedevil his own phone because he was too good at building his firmware.
Too bad nobody told him what you said he could do. Throw it away.
He should have thrown it in the garbage. But
at least in the sewer.
Yeah. And then I don't even remember if he got bedeviled or I don't know.
Bedazzled?
Maybe he got bedazzled, bejeweled. Maybe he bumped it. He got to bump it.
He got to bump it? He got to bop it?
He might have got to bop it or a pocket fisherman.
Yeah.
Twist it.
Maybe
squeeze it. That is the dirtiest little game.
I think his taters were twisted. I think his salad got shot.
Lick it. Flick it.
I think somebody came in and Zamwowed him.
Finger it. Plug it.
So you don't recommend it?
Oh, did I say I didn't recommend it? No, I don't.
That was the twist at the end of Freddy's review. Is he did recommend
He's
it.
like, it was the greatest movie ever.
Did I miss anything, Andy? You feel like I summarized okay?
A little more than you needed to,
Yeah.
actually.
Probably about 10 minutes, but I believe in you and your thoughts and feelings.
So I don't recommend it.
But if you like shit girls.
Shit. I gotta take a shit.
Shit girls.
I'm just going to fast forward to that spot, watch
Yeah.
that, and then be done.
But it's only funny if you watch the rest of the movie because
No!
you're like,
If you love
the rest
cell
of the
phones.
movie, they're just dull. They're real dull. And she's like, oh, I got a bodily function right now.
Well, it's funny, like during the sex tape thing, she was reciting Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
You
just-
know what
it was
is
just
good?
dumb.
What is really good that I had no idea was really good, but I caught it on Hulu is the Scout's Guide for Surviving the Zombie
Yeah,
Apocalypse.
you said I want to catch that too.
That movie is really good. Like, way better than anybody told me it was.
Jerks.
Because nobody saw it, I don't think.
How are the teens in there? Are they flat or bumpy?
They're the lumpiest teens you'll ever
Okay.
see. They're so
ripped.
good. The cast and it is so good. If you haven't, I'm sure our listeners have probably seen it because you guys keep up on everything and we miss a lot of the big mainstream stuff. But it's the guy who did Happy Death Day, which was also really fun.
I'm not sure I feel like this movie kind of was it got released you know but then I don't think it stayed. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
You don't? Did you say like they didn't promote Scouts?
Yeah, I feel like it kind of
Enough.
died quickly.
Yeah, I don't know what it was up against, or if people were maybe getting tired of zombie stuff. But it is one of the better zombie movies.
It was up against its learning disability.
Oh, and it won.
It has so much personality and fun, and it's just entertaining.
I love a fun zombie movie.
Almost has kind of almost a super bad vibe to it in a lot of ways, but it's also got great zombies, and they're pretty intimidating zombies, running zombies, and you know they're intimidating because they wear the smart pantsuits and big shoulder pads,
right.
and you're like, I don't know if this person is obsessed with work or if they have like a home life.
Yeah.
You're ridiculous. All right. You guys ready to see who's going to watch the movie for next time?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Whatever. Good.
Don't look at me that way.
I'll do what I want.
I respect it.
All right, I'm up
Watch.
first. I have a gun. It's loaded with one movie bullet. I'm going to put it against my temple and pull the trigger. I think.
Ooh.
I lived.
Click, click.
Click, click.
Click, click.
Mikey B.
Yes.
Here you go. You feeling lucky, punk. You live.
Yay.
Andy. Live.
Oh, Kelly.
It's gonna be you, Kelly.
Kelly bangs.
Oh my goodness.
He bangs.
bangs.
Bang! I bang!
All right.
I move!
We have to explain what she bangs to.
Who farted?
Andy.
I didn't. I owe my
Nobody.
farts.
All right.
What are you doing, Freddie?
Oh no, I'll tell you the truth.
It's cuddling.
All right. He's cuddling me. The movie you're going to watch is called Camp Killer.
Oh no.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
The sheriff of a town plagued by an unstoppable killer meets up with his nemesis one last time as a pair of survivors complicate matters for the worse. Who will be left standing and what will remain of their sanity?
That's a lot of synopsis.
I know. For an hour and 23 minutes.
Oh, that's not too long.
You're going to find out. Merciful. Merciful.
Yeah.
All right.
It's full of MRSA.
Full of MRSA.
Mm-hmm.
Camp Killer. All right. We'll be back.
Oh, this week's main attraction is from I think it was filmed in 84, released in 87.
Filmed in 83.
Or filmed in 83.
Released in 87.
But it looks like 76.
It's called Blood Rage, but it's also called Slasher.
Bloodridge.
And this
Bloodridge.
This is Matthew Hopkins' selection. And I think you could tell that we love this from our opening comments.
Matty Hops, you get to remain at your level because we like this movie.
You know what was fun?
Thank you.
It opens at a drive-in movie theater in Jacksonville, Florida, and they're getting their...
Will she go down on you in a theater?
A theater.
Was Steve Coulier at the drive-in?
That makes sense that it takes place in Florida because people are just fucking...
Is that what you think happens in Florida all the time? They fuck?
It's just nothing but fuck.
Well, because it's Thanksgiving.
That's hot.
And
that's why people are fucking.
Yeah.
Shorts.
But they're fucking at the drive-in, but they're not being like discreet about it.
Drive-in.
Well,
they're on the hoods of the car.
We don't know that the drive-in was on Thanksgiving.
Right.
No. The drive-in was...
It was just on
10
fuck
years.
day.
So we're doing... Yeah, we're at the drive-in.
The trigger isn't Thanksgiving.
Is that Ted Raimi in the bathroom?
Yes, it is.
It is? Okay. Ted Raimi sells you condoms in the bathroom at the drive-in.
That was Ted Raimi?
Yeah. It looked like him.
Well,
but I was like, no way.
What's funny about that scene, because you said it looks like the 70s. I feel like this movie is ultimate 80s.
Me too.
And when they were in 73, I was like, everyone looks like they're in the 80s, especially the condoms guy. He looks like he like just partied right out of like a 1984 like Depeche Mode style club. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The condoms guy.
He had a great hat.
Condoms guy.
But yeah.
The drive-in, Amy.
So like everybody's boning or making out, including Mary Hartman.
Yeah.
Who's making out with a dude with her 2 kids asleep in the back.
She was awesome.
Station wagon.
She was awesome.
She sounded like she smoked 700 packs of cigarettes a day.
Yeah. Waxy buildup.
Yeah.
Yellow waxy buildup. I think this was a bunch of people from Long Island who realized they could get a tax credit and write off a bunch of stuff if they went to Jacksonville, Florida, and filmed a movie over a couple of weeks.
Just a bunch of stuff.
Because everybody is super, like, almost everyone in the movie is really super Long Island-y, I think.
Mm-hmm.
What was funny is the kids wake up while she's, getting her pound town on.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're just making out.
Yeah, they're just making out.
It's when they get out of the car, the kids are like, not again, and they go
They're like, I'm not sitting around for this shit.
They find another car where people are going to Pound Town.
And they're butt-ass naked.
Butt-ass naked.
Right in the drive-in.
This is a movie, one of the things I appreciate about this movie. Mm-hmm. In a lot of movies, when people are having sex, they always have like weird like clothes left on. Like a woman always has a bra on for some reason. Mm-hmm. Everyone that has sex in this movie is completely naked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because they're really doing it.
They just are completely naked. Wherever they go, whatever they do.
They're like, you mean we can go to Jacksonville, Florida, have sex on camera, and get a tax write-off?
It wasn't even part of the scene. They were just fucking, and they're like, let's film it.
Like, these people can't keep their hands off each other. I think it's her khaki pants with the pleats driving wild.
But it's so funny, the kid.
So they're twins.
They're twins. Yeah. They're young twins.
twins.
Little boys. The one kid finds a hatchet.
Just finds it.
And he grabs it, and then he goes and he hunts down the doing it couple. And he's like, you know what I'm going to do?
Hand this hatchet to my brother.
But what was so funny...
He's going to lackadaisically hit the guy at the...
He didn't have a lot of room to work with to get into the window and to swing the hatchet hard enough to actually cut somebody, but we're not going to nitpick the...
Oh, we are going to, because that's what's hilarious.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about this movie is how no one resists being murdered. No one tries to get away. No one moves.
The guy that's fucking... That he ends up getting hatcheted is like, hey, kid, get out of here, kid. Kid, go away, kid.
Stop hitting me with that axe.
What are you doing, kid? Stop it, kid.
And then he just sort of sits there while he gets axed in the face.
Yeah.
No one moves.
And the lady he's fucking just runs off, butt-ass naked into the woods.
Which I appreciate that she didn't take the time to put her clothes back on.
And she's still running.
I was
she's
like,
still
booty.
It'd been real easy to break that kid's neck. He was little.
She is the only good victim because she got up and ran.
Yeah.
No one else in this movie ran from this guy.
Good for her.
Good for her.
I was just thinking something that happens later. I'll talk about it later. But the kid that hatchets turns around and realizes
he Wilson's his brother.
He goes over to his brother, who just stood there and watched it happen, and
he's
hands
like,
him the
ball
hatchet.
sweat.
And then he puts blood all over him.
His brother also just stands there while this happens.
Yeah.
And he's like, it was him, not me. He did it.
He's like, what did you do, Todd?
And then instead of saying, I didn't do that, he just was silent.
Yeah, he was.
Were they a little, I don't know.
I don't know if you were
Something's
supposed
going
to
on
think he
there.
was maybe a little slow, like the Todd.
Yeah, maybe because
The
he was
Todd.
for the rest of the movie.
The Todd.
It's Todd. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But,
we'll get to that later. There's a lot of we'll get to that later.
So then you're 10 years later, and
Yeah.
Todd's still in a mental institution for being a murderer.
They set up a doctor character you think is going to be the Dr. Loomis of the entire
Yeah,
thing.
and then she's like dead within 5 minutes.
But what's great is in the opening of this, she has like this police, like a not Sam Malone,
Sam Spade?
Sam Spade, like voiceover thing where she's like,
She's dictating into her thing.
Which is it's so funny and useless, the dialogue where she's like, in my experience, I've had so much experience with hysteria that I knew immediately that she was hysterical.
What? They were talking during this voiceover, and I thought the dialogue didn't
me
match up or
too.
something.
Yeah, it was real bizarre.
It was bizarre.
But it was hilarious.
I feel like there were like a lot of hints at things in this movie, but nothing actually happened. I mean, it was just like one long chase scene.
Yeah. It reminded me a little bit of that motel movie.
Yeah, Mount Tom. That's why I was excited about it.
Massacre, yeah.
And this is what I did really like about this movie. I love because as you know, I enjoy. I don't like those popular slashers. Like I'm not really into like Friday the 13th and shit like that. But I like these weird ones that were like they were trying to compete with those because they all have like this weird kind of dollar store personality to them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so this one had that a lot, but I feel like Mountaintop Motel Massacre was a little spookier. But it was very similar. It was actually very similar because they just mow through people with sort of no setup or anything. It is very similar.
It's also didn't she escape from a mental institution in that?
Well, she was released from a mental institution.
This is my wheelhouse. I love I mean, this was so camp.
Yeah,
and
It was beautiful.
While I agree with the dollar store acting, some of the gore in this was just fantastic. I mean, they did just an awesome job at their death scenes in this film.
So the deal is, Todd is catatonic
Tadzio.
in the mental place, but the lady, his doctor, has started to become kind of clued in that maybe it wasn't Todd, but it was Terrence, the other twin, bad twin, the terrible twin, and tells the mom, and Mary Hartman is like, bitch, what?
The mom is like, but he's the one I don't love.
Yeah.
What? So, okay, I want to ask a question because again, I feel like the writers didn't like really actually put anything in this. But so was the mom and twin Terry having some weird Oedipal kind of incestuous
There was something
thing?
going on.
I think she was just giving a very strange performance.
No, I think he was in love with her, right? Because that's what triggered him to
Well, it
kill
seemed
people,
like
right?
it. Maybe she was just a regular mom, but he was into her boobies.
But think about this for a minute. They just seem mildly annoyed that their not necessarily parents. I don't know, his boyfriend, whatever.
That was the boyfriend.
Yeah, they just seemed kind of mildly. He was like, not again. It was kind of like
as kids,
right?
But then as an adult, he wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, but then the thing that triggered him was seeing other people have sex.
Well,
strangers.
Well, here's the thing. I thought.
Yeah.
I thought he was disturbed by the fact that he saw his mom making out, and so he had to go kill someone else who was also doing the booty dance.
I see. The booty dance.
Well, then, so cut to Thanksgiving. And what's great is
it's the funniest Thanksgiving ever. You see people laughing.
I love that.
And it not only do you see people laughing, you see an individual close up of each actor at the table laughing.
What's great is they invited Terrence and Todd's mom I don't even know what her fucking name was. Doesn't matter.
Mary Hartman.
Mary Hartman.
Yeah, it's Mary Hartman.
Mary Hartman.
She invites their new neighbors over for Thanksgiving. Like, these people you just met them for Thanksgiving.
I also love that they set up like the new girl in town storyline at the beginning, and then it goes nowhere. Like, you think like, oh, there's gonna be a thing where they start like dating.
Wasn't
and,
she the one who ended up like hooking up with that dude and getting all the monster makeup on her face?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Was that her? I couldn't. Well, later on, I also couldn't tell the difference.
Well, the level of hair poof changed. And
yeah,
the
only people I could tell were Mary Hartman, Todd, and Terry.
Not Karen.
No. You know what's interesting? The guy who did the makeup in this, Ed French, worked on T2. Terry and Todd.
Oh.
It's all connected.
Somebody help me flip this table over right now. Oh my God.
Mama said Hitler was going to take over the world.
I'm going to light something on fire.
So,
so they invite their brand new neighbors over for Thanksgiving.
But if you think of it, John in the Garfield Thanksgiving special did something very similar.
He had his first
Garfield's
date
vet.
with the vet on Thanksgiving. That don't make no goddamn sense.
Yeah.
Whatever.
She was available on Thanksgiving,
For
which
a date.
insinuates that she is in a Terry or Todd situation where she's killed her family.
John Arbuckle. You know what? Why did no one ever set John Arbuckle up with Kathy from Kathy?
Yeah.
They would have been a perfect couple.
They would have committed suicide together.
Eventually. But until that happened, they would have been perfect.
I know a couple that is essentially those two.
What was great is the new
Tell me after the
girl.
show.
Yeah.
The new girl neighbor, her aim, goal, major, future in life
Party.
is to fucking party.
Oh, it's a party. Right.
She wants
And her wardrobe tells you everything you need to know.
Well, that was her minor. Her major is fucking.
Can I tell you?
And she has a concentration in blue eyeshadow.
Yeah, exactly.
My
and a
youngest
certificate in puffy nipples.
That was an 18-month certification.
Yeah.
My younger son watched this with us.
Your younger son what?
Watched this with us, and his favorite line, the line that cracked him up and that he kept coming back to is, "I want you to make love to me."
Yeah, me too. I was like, at one point, she was like humping around, and I was like, she's like, I'm never going to be made love to nor make love to.
Yeah.
So they're talking about Karen.
There's a lot of fucking in this movie, but it's a very unsexy movie.
Yeah.
So
I didn't want to body shame, but come
Party
on.
girl.
I was fine with everybody's like when they pulled back on the couple.
No,
at
I'm
the
talking
pool.
It wasn't the people. It was
Just
the
the way
sitting
they
in front of a
act.
refrigerator and eating.
Just it was like not the
It's really weird acting choices.
Oh,
not
it was
necessarily
weird.
the way they looked, the way they acted, quote unquote sexy.
The way
Yeah.
their
didn't-
bodies moved.
You didn't like the upgrade from sex in the tennis court to the sex on the diving board?
I got a better idea.
When-
That's dangerous.
That's a great idea.
On the diving board, when they pulled back, I was just like, "Wow,
Yeah.
they are fucking holy shit!" I became Margot Kidder, but I wasn't kiddering, and I was like, "They are fucking completely naked."
And he was right between her legs.
There's Party Girl that they're talking about.
And he was penetrating her.
And then there's Karen, who is a true Karen. Like, there has never been
Yeah.
a more Karen that has ever Karened.
She was like, she looked like she was trying to be Tina from Return of the Living Dead. She had the same exact outfit
Yeah,
on.
you're right.
And she's like Terrence's like old girlfriend, but then they went to college, and I guess they haven't really been talking. And then she runs into Todd, doesn't realize it's Todd because Todd has escaped on Thanksgiving night.
It doesn't
The
take
night
her
he
too
came
long
home.
because he, this was definitely also blatant Halloween ripoff. But you can tell Todd apart from Terry almost immediately because Todd's like, "Oh, me." Nice,
And he has Pat Benatar hair.
He has Pat Benatar
Whereas,
very tousled.
whereas Terry has
Tousled
more of a
It's Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey hair.
Yeah.
And that's when Karen runs into Todd, and she's like, "You know what? I've decided. I want you to make love to me."
Well, the speech leading up to it is great because it sounds like she's going to break up with him. She's
Yeah.
like, we haven't really seen each other. You haven't been talking to me. You're here, I'm there. So I want you to make love to me.
Let's bone. That's how
So
we'll
I've been thinking
reconnect.
about.
It was the old switcheroo.
I definitely have breast cancer.
But
I
then,
want you to make love to me.
then Todd answers her like, "I've never kissed a girl," and then she's like, "What in the world?" And she runs off to play video games with her friends.
Okay, at this point, how many people have died?
Too many.
Because
just a couple.
Everyone in the apartment
doctor
complex.
gets cut in half.
It was so great.
With a machete, very easily.
And when Todd finds her, he tries to put her back together.
Terry lays her on the old paper cutter.
Yeah.
So what is happening is it's like the minute Terrence realizes that Todd has escaped and is probably coming back, Terrence goes on a fucking
he has a blood rage.
Yeah, his blood rage.
Machete time.
He has his blood rage.
And he the first incident of blood, he tastes it and says, "That's not cranberry sauce."
And then he says it a bunch more times.
Yeah. And then later he's like, firmware.
Okay, is this when he killed his mom's new fiance?
Yeah, he cut his hand off.
Oh, that scene where he's the fiance, when they realize that Todd has escaped, he goes to his office as the manager of the apartment complex, as Amy explained to me.
I didn't know he was the manager either.
It wasn't clear.
Okay.
I was like, is he the manager of a farm? What
I
is
just heard it after I saw the door. They came out of the apartment. I could realize it was an apartment. And then he says, "Oh, I'm the manager here."
Yeah.
And then I took that and I ran with it.
I thought he was the manager of their household.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm all for consolidating characters because that is a good screenwriting technique. However,
keeps them on campus.
Yeah. However, you've got this guy who is part of this whole family unit, and on Thanksgiving, you pull him out and put him in this office and make him drink Old Style and listen to a televangelist on the radio. Or what would that be called on a radio? It's not tele.
A redevangelist.
Just an Angelus.
So there's this guy fire and brimstoning on the radio, and he's drinking cans of Old Style until Terry shows up and cuts his hand off.
And then splits his head. But you don't see that part.
Yeah, I love that he gets his head split.
Well, we never see any of the deaths. It's just a cutaway, and then they're dead.
Again, what's awesome.
You see a couple of them.
He cuts that guy's hand off, and that guy just sits there.
Well, he goes,
I forgot. You're right.
And blood spurts out, and his Old Style can hits the floor, and his hand is twitching like.
And he looks at
I love
it.
that part.
He looks at it. At no point does he kick back in his chair or try to move or run or get up.
Nope.
Or leave
or
fight
God to do
back.
the work.
No.
He's letting Jesus take the wheel.
He's hoping that he's trying to figure out if he can drink Old Style with his other hand.
These are the most casual murders.
Did you?
He just walks up and.
Whenever we played Top Cats, they paid us an Old Style.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get paid when we played Top Cats.
Yeah, they gave us all the Old Style we could drink.
That's great.
We got paid in accolades.
It was awful.
So basically, Terry just starts
got the
killing.
door, I think.
Terry's off killing. Meanwhile, Karen has found a couple of bros that are her friends. And she's like, "Oh my God, Killer Todd's on the loose. You guys want to go over and hang out with Party Girl and play video games?" Okay.
I like the Mr. Cotter, Welcome Back Cotter guy that's clearly in love with her.
Yeah.
He's like, "Real nice, Terry. You're a real sweetheart."
Yeah.
I'll do that for you.
Those two guys had two eyebrows between both of them.
Yeah. He's like, "What do you want from me? I got a vest on."
And what's the video game they're playing? Does anybody know?
It looked kind of like Pole Position, but
Kinda.
on in Television's version or ColecoVision.
I remember those joysticks because I thought those were super cool when I was a kid.
I'm not sure what it was, but I think it had one of the colored filters, so that might have been from a later console.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
It was filmed in '83
because it had pink in it, if you remember.
And they were into it, man. I was like, they were having so much. I remember when games were that much fun.
They still are, Freddy.
They can be, I guess. My attention span is just too short.
Yeah.
Too many distractions. But back then, I had no distractions. All I had to worry about was Michael Jackson's latest music video.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was playing video games was your job.
Yeah.
And watching Captain Kangaroo.
Puffy nipple. Got nothing to do.
Everybody just lays there.
And then at a certain point, Mary Hartman is just distressed by the whole thing, right?
Okay.
She just lays around on the couch. Yeah.
That was my favorite part of the whole movie, where she's on the floor sitting in front of the refrigerator, eating leftovers right out of the refrigerator.
And she did similar things on Mary Hartman. So I think it was her.
Yeah.
I think it was the actor. She was like, is there a fridge around here I can sit in front of and eat?
She's a weird actress.
She is.
And the whole time she has this very low-cut dress on and Shirley Temple haircut.
That's what I called her hair, Shirley Temple, too.
Yeah.
It was a weird juxtaposition.
She had a terrible bra, and it was doing weird stuff.
Plus, there's like a whole buffalo shot of her near the end, where she's in her bathrobe.
Wait, what's a buffalo shot?
Right up her hoo-ha. When she's cradling who she
Why
thinks
is it called a buffalo
Carrie.
shot?
Well, that's MST3K. You can think.
Yeah, I asked Joel Hodgson about that, and he said it was one of his favorite stand-up comedians' jokes, and he borrowed it from them, and then I borrowed it from him.
My favorite outfit though is from Party Girl, and the shirt, the sheer top that she just wears out in public.
Wait, is that,
you can clearly see her. Isn't it Party Girl?
What the negligee thing?
No,
she's wearing
wait,
sheer,
you're not. You're talking
she's
about.
babysitting.
Yeah, she's babysitting with the top where you can see her titties. And and that's such an 80s top.
I'm getting my Party Girls mixed up.
Yeah. And that guy who comes in with the mom is the special effects guy who worked on T2.
The rich husband she was going to
get. Okay, you rich daddy, the one who was kind of a wet blanket.
He was awful.
And then he's
like, well, you're going to be driving. I don't want to drink. I'm a bar.
And he's like, creme de menthe.
I never had it.
So Party Girl is babysitting for the neighbor lady who's trying to catch a rich husband, and then
but who also likes to let her teen neighbors like hang out and drink and do whatever.
Yeah, well, you need a babysitter.
I think she wanted to.
She was one of those teen neighbors. That's why she has the baby.
Yeah.
At one point,
and she's trying to seduce her future rich husband when Terrence comes along and just murders everybody.
Very casual.
He derails it. I felt most sorry for her.
Yeah, because the baby's left alone.
Yeah, because I'm like, this lady's just trying to get a family together.
Yeah,
she's minding her own business.
She puts on the least sexy negligee ever.
Yeah, looks like a dress.
Yeah. You're talking about the thigh highs and the garter belts?
That red thing with the black cutout.
Yeah, with the straps on.
That was like Fredericks of Hollywood right there.
That is the height.
Yeah.
The very height of sexy, Andy.
It's like, I don't know about like lady sexiness, but I know about fashion.
She should have walked out with a big, big peach-colored rubber dildo in one hand. Like,
yeah, she should have.
Yeah, that would have just set it off. That's what was missing. Like on that tray of drinks she put out, there should have been like a suction cup dildo on it.
With a fist at the end instead of the head of a cock.
Oh, dear.
Or a rocket that said USA.
Yeah.
That tray of alcohol was so adorable. He was trying each one out. Yeah. Oh, coconut. How do I have this?
It was cute. Yeah. And then you're like, oh, you poor sons of bitches.
This is like the weird bit of personality that made me like the movie. Like just moments like this.
Well, that whole scene, because then that's when the babysitter puts the baby in the sink.
Yeah.
Which was nice of her to do. Because she didn't seem like she had that kind of wherewithal about her.
Nope.
I appreciated that.
Oh, she puts her. Yeah, she puts her under. That wasn't the babysitter though. That was the girl.
Karen.
That was Karen who wandered in.
That's near the end.
Oh, okay.
That was dumbass.
But at this point, like Terry kills the boyfriend and hangs his head up outside the window.
Well, yes. That she looks
at the peephole.
At the peephole.
She looks through the peephole and is like, "What are you doing out there?" When she opens the door, his head's just hanging there. But you're like, you had to know something was wrong with that face when you looked at it through the peephole. Yeah, because his eyes are bugging out and there's blood all over his mouth.
But when you look through a peephole, you don't see just the head. You see the whole body. You don't see just the floating head.
What are you doing out there?
That's why she was so confused. Why is your head floating?
So she opens the door. And
how did you do that?
Then she screams, and then she like tries to get help, but then she realizes she doesn't have a jacket on.
That was my favorite part of this. That she stopped to get a coat.
She goes back for a jacket in Florida.
Well, this is a running theme throughout the movie because later when Mary Hartman is talking to her son who's going to go out and look for Todd, she's like, put a sweater on.
There is
the blue one.
There's no sense of urgency at all when people are being chased.
Yeah. I mean, it can get a little chilly in northern Florida.
It seemed like she took her time to pick out the perfect jacket too. Like she was going through the hangers like, oh, this one. But your baby's in the other room.
She said she was going to change into something more comfortable.
I don't remember what's like when what and doesn't even really matter. In the end, just know that Party Girl has now hooked up with other bro that was hanging out with Karen.
Thing one.
Yeah.
Tweedledee. And they're boning They're playing tennis after doing shots of tequila. I don't understand that, but
Well, I
I'm
don't know.
37.
The timeline is all weird
I
here.
can't do that.
Well,
Doesn't matter.
He wants to fuck on the tennis court.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then she says, let's take this to a place more comfortable.
No,
Diving
She
board.
said
Yeah.
somewhere more.
I have a
more
better
interesting
idea.
or
Yeah.
a better idea.
Yeah.
And it was.
And then,
'Cause you can fall right off into the pool when you're done.
And then
Think
they
about
get
it.
just fucking stabbed,
Yeah.
shoved into the sauna to be found later in a very funny way.
Despite the sign that says you must have clothes on in the sauna.
They were naked, their dead bodies.
Was it the sauna where he worked her hands like a puppet?
And
No.
he made the dead body grab her butt.
grab her butt. Yeah, that was awesome. I love that part too.
Terry had a great sense of humor.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He was having a good time.
He got high right in the beginning.
Yeah.
he had a lot of time on his hand, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To position these bodies.
He was trying to play like I'm the good son for a long time, and then eventually he's just like fuck it and starts chasing Karen, his girlfriend, with the machete, and he's like, I'm just ready to just be me.
Yeah.
And she ends up
Let
like
it go.
He came
Right.
into his own.
yes. And she's running around,
Running
knocking
is a
on
strong
people.
word for
Well,
what she's doing.
She's
Yeah.
loping
She's hurrying.
about.
She's hurrying, but she's not running.
We have to say this takes place at an apartment complex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone is sliding patio
No,
doors.
and you're not allowed to leave the apartment complex, apparently, because no one tries that.
Well,
Yeah.
she's trying to knock on doors and get help.
Right.
Yeah, she
There
should
must
leave.
be
Knock
like
on my
a
door.
nice nature trail around the apartment complex.
It seemed nice. Yeah.
It had a very Three's Company feel.
But
And
that's
so-
just
The apartment complex for sure.
yeah.
That's a silly place to take for a slasher to take place, right?
Where?
An apartment complex.
I thought it was a
worked
great
for me.
setting, but
worked.
but
I
no
thought it
one
worked.
tried to leave.
Yeah.
So she
That was
ends
the
up
problem.
kind of ending up in a dead mom's apartment, dead mom in her negligee coat.
Yeah,
And here's the baby, and so
that's
she's
the
like,
new Andrew Lloyd Webber Broadway
Dead
musical.
mom.
In her dead mom in her
negligee coat.
negligee coat.
She grabs the baby up, and then she runs to the pool house.
And then she tosses the baby in with all the Clorox and the
Here's
Drano.
what I need to talk about because this made me laugh so hard. So she's got the baby. Karen has the baby, and she's being chased by Terrence. And she ends up in the pool, like the indoor pool at the complex.
Amy is the formal Terrence for Terry.
And Karen runs in and just sits on the side of the pool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she had no
the baby.
She had no desire to live.
I really didn't.
She was not
I
trying
hate
at all
dude,
to live.
I hate running. I hate it so
Even-
much.
Like she had the perfect opportunity when Todd and Terry, spoiler alert, start fighting.
Yeah.
Instead of getting up and running away with the baby, she just hangs out.
She's like, I want to see how this ends. So she's just chilling out on the side of the pool with the baby. And then Terrence comes in and he's bopping up and down on the diving board, just having so much fun because it's not cranberry sauce.
Not.
That
tasted
is
this?
not cranberry sauce. Cute laugh track.
She goes running into the bathrooms and like opens the cabinet underneath the sink in the bathroom and shoves the baby in it. Now what's funny is that she doesn't quite close the door.
Yeah.
And half the baby's blanket's hanging out of it. So anybody knows that's where the fucking baby is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Terry cared about the baby.
You're right, but I didn't understand what Karen was attempting to do. If you don't care where the baby is, put it somewhere nicer.
In a crisis situation, Amy,
I know.
making a decision is a better choice than making none.
That's true. And Karen did not know. And to Freddie's point, Karen didn't know that Terry didn't care about the baby.
That's true. She didn't know that.
She had not been watching the movie.
True.
No.
So, she's running around trying to hide.
Can I tell you what would have been? Sorry, what would have been hilarious is if he did his whole "that's not cranberry sauce," and then she walked over and did it. She said, it is cranberry sauce."
Aww. You think that he still does that every Thanksgiving for his family, the
Yeah.
actor?
You know what, Kelly? You actually have a good point. I would love to see this movie again with a laugh track.
Yeah, right?
I think it would be fantastic.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Riff tracks is shit.
Somebody
Yeah.
do that.
So she's running around trying to find somewhere to hide, opens the sauna door, and there's party girl another thing one. All
Yep.
dead in the sauna.
Dead and naked.
And then she hides in the bathroom stall. There's literally only two places to hide in this bathroom. The stall or the sauna. He knows.
It's not really hiding. There's two
No.
places to be.
Y'all know there's two ways out of here, right?
Through the window
Or the stairs.
or the stairs.
And so,
We'll take the stairs, Mr. Big, Mr. Big.
like, he knows he put the dead bodies in there, and she knows he put the dead bodies in there. So she goes to the other place you can hide, which is the stall. You dumb bitch. Because he tricks her. She thinks he left. He didn't.
Do you think anybody's ever hiding in a stall in a horror movie and then they're like, I could poop.
Yeah.
And then they just start shitting.
Like Shit Girl.
I think Tricks, again, is a real strong word.
You're right.
Because he's just sort of quiet.
Yeah.
He pretends to close the door.
It's fair to say that she tricks herself.
Yeah.
Bitch, you plagued yourself.
She didn't care about herself at all. She needs to get some therapy so she can, learn to love herself.
She's like, I gotta stop wearing pleats. Who am I fooling?
My legs aren't that shape.
I'm just Florida trash.
You think that's why our pleats were made?
Yeah, to make people think that people's legs tapered to a point.
People in the past had carrot-shaped legs.
Yeah.
You're not fluted.
I don't know. Then they chases her around a bunch, and then Mom shows up, and then Todd shows up.
Mom only loves Terry.
I want to talk about the mom's breakdown on the telephone.
Oh yeah,
that was so confusing.
All her breakdowns are great.
She's talking to the operator like, "This is a real emergency."
That's what she specializes in, the actress.
Yeah,
nervous breakdowns.
No, it reminded me of that story you told where that lady was telling you about her miscarriage.
Oh, Great Clips.
Yeah.
The lady cutting my hair who told me about the time she miscarried her daughter.
This mother is telling about her child that just escaped from the mental institution to the operator.
Well, no, first she's like, he left school. Okay, he escaped from a mental institution.
No, then she said he was let go, and then she said, okay, he escaped.
Yeah. So this is a very Amy situation for me.
It happened to me.
I'm surprised he never did a...
That's what the name of your autobiography should be. It happened to me. The Amy Morris story.
What was she trying to accomplish? Was she trying to get her fiancé on the phone?
Yeah. She didn't know he was dead yet. And she was trying to call him in the office because
But the phone was off the hook.
He said he would be there to answer the phone when she called.
Okay. But his office is in the apartment complex.
She could have walked over, and she eventually did.
She spent... It made it seem like she had enough time to have an entire mental breakdown on the phone. She was on that phone a long time.
She was vacuuming.
She was sitting in the kitchen floor. She was multitasking a lot. Like, she was like cougar towning the hell out of that wine and vacuuming and dialing a phone at the same time. And
smoking a cig.
Smoking a nigger. And she was, and then Terry came in and says, that's not cranberry sauce.
It's jizz.
It's just nice.
So we're at our climax of the movie, right?
Yeah.
We're in the pool area. We've got Karen. We've got Terry.
And 2 guns.
We've got Todd.
We got Toddzio.
Todd runs in to try to save the day.
Like a doofus.
And they get in the pool and they're fighting. Todd and Terry.
Mm-hmm.
When Mom comes in.
Terry and Todd.
Mary Hartman comes in with a motherfucking revolver.
Oh.
Well, first, Karen tries to shoot him, but her gun is empty.
She doesn't try too hard.
She pulls the trigger and it's like click.
Karen's she's not a go-getter.
She's not a doer.
She's a try-hard.
Did you notice the gun clicks before it looks like she even meant for it to? The first kill.
Well, to be fair,
time she tried.
I think her gun was carved out of chocolate.
That might be why.
And she kept trying still, even though she knew it was chocolate.
She didn't even throw it at him. She just
ate it.
I'll just eat myself to death, I guess.
Toblerone.
Did she even take the foil off of it, or she just bit into it?
No, she doesn't like dark chocolate.
Oh, okay.
It's got white chocolate bullets, though.
So Mom comes in, and Terry and Todd are standing there, and then Mom shoots
the shit out of Terry.
She shoots Terry, and you're like, wow, Mom made the right choice. This is great. So Todd comes over to get his mom and hug her, and then you realize through a very odd scene that she thinks she shot Todd. Right?
Yeah. And this is what made me wonder if there was... Because she
kid.
keeps telling him, she's like, it's just going to be you and me now. I only love you. There's nobody else for me. I was like, this is weird.
I thought they were going to start kissing.
I did too. And then she calls him Terry.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm Todd.
And then for the next 15 minutes, that's all you hear. I'm Todd.
He walks over to the wall.
I'm Todd.
Oh, yeah, she kept saying it too. What was that?
I don't know.
Todd starts banging his head against the wall and going, I'm Todd. I'm Todd. And then she's like, I'm Todd. And then Karen's like, I'm Spartacus.
Was she making fun of it? What was happening?
She wasn't making fun. She had just flipped out.
All right.
And then Terry came out of the water. I was like, "That's not cranberry sauce." And they're like,
Is that the Price is Right music?
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
And it's just the end is just Drew Carey waving to the crowd.
yeah, thanks everybody.
It's like, how much
Have
is
your pets nude or spayed? Nude pets, everybody.
Spade.
Send your nude pets to
the
me.
whole game?
Play spades with your new pets.
Is the whole game priced in cranberry sauce?
And other Thanksgiving themed dishes.
$1.
Well, it's great when
Wait, what did he bid?
when Todd's smashing his head in the wall, going, "I'm Todd," and then the mom pulls out the gun. She's like, "I'm Todd," and she shoots herself.
Oh, that's right. I
Oh, she
forgot about
does
that.
shoot herself.
And
Yeah, she
Karen
shoots
just takes the baby and leaves. And Amy looked at me and went, "Nope."
Karen just looks around and just turns around and leaves.
Yep. That's
As
again.
if to say, nope.
Yeah, she waited through this whole thing. At no point while all this was happening did she think, I should get out of here. This is a horrible situation. I'd like to live.
God, this made me laugh.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was
and it
fun.
really did have a great atmosphere. It had that like synth fucking score,
Yeah.
man. It was like, this was the deep ass.
Great
This is the
gore.
kind of stuff that like things like Stranger Things and anything that like pull and the babysitter, like I feel like things that are pulling from the 80s, it's this kind of stuff that they're pulling from, you
Yep.
know?
I thought it was a lot of fun. It's on Shudder. Did we say that?
It is on Shudder.
You
Shudder.
can watch it straight up on Amazon Prime.
There was a
up.
moment where the score
Ah.
sounded like somebody's
Yep.
central air.
Yeah?
In one scene, I looked at Amy. I said, "Is that the central air, or is that?"
Did
the
it kick
score?"
on? Was it like,
Yeah, and that's what it was. But it was just a low tone. It was
there
the
were
brown
moments,
note.
There were moments where like it was just like a 808 kick. It was just
Yeah,
like somebody was just sitting there doing that
Yeah.
on their keyboard.
and that works for me. I like an 808.
Yeah.
I like a 909.
Well, nothing sounds quite like an 808. Money making, money making. Anyway,
Blood Rage.
Blood Rage.
Yeah, thank you, Manny
Blood-
Hops.
Yeah.
Thanks, Manny Hops.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was
Do
a lot
that.
of fun.
Next person, do that.
Yeah,
Make it fun.
Jeremy and Donnie, Matthew set the bar pretty high.
Well,
He did.
Jeremy's pick for next week is, he calls it a Billy Zane classic.
Oh.
It's out of the Billy Zane vault for a limited time. It's called The Mad.
Ooh.
The Mad.
Okay.
Mm.
Never
The
seen
Mad.
It's on Amazon Prime.
The Good, the Mad, and the Ugly.
The Good, the Mad, and the Ugly. Billy. Good, the Mad, and Billy.
Billy.
Well,
The man.
it. It's that time where we thank our Beelzebubs.
Aww.
Again, patreon.com/NOTLP.
Do you want me to sing Gizmo music while you do it?
I want you to say their names in a gizmo tone. Or not. All right, we got Jimmy B. We've got our High Five Happy Hour guest, Amanda.
I'm not going to do this anymore.
Ready. Amanda.
We've got the fantastic cheesecake maker, Elise.
Oh,
Elise.
baby.
Let's say you have a bad case of dragon breath.
Elise will make a cake.
We got Mikey P.
Bad breath.
This thing here, I call it the bathroom buddy.
Is Mikey P your bathroom buddy?
Mikey P, my bathroom buddy.
Mark Watts.
Oh, Mark Watts.
You want a chocolate bar?
Oh.
Come on.
We've got Blake. Blake Balake.
Do you hear what I hear?
We got Billy F. in New York City.
Billy, if I want to tell you about the time they pulled my father out of the chimney.
We've got Brandon Boone.
Do you want to come over, Brandon? I'm talking cable.
Tree and Alex.
Let's go to Dory's Pub. With Tree and Alex.
Are you out of quotes?
Yep.
No, I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
We've got
Sing-
Albert.
Sing like the Gremlins, like da, da, da,
We've got Alberto.
Alberto. Back in the war, we had these getting the engine, they call them gremlins.
Damn American, these damn Japanese cars full of gremlins.
Ernest is full of gremlins.
No, Ernest is not full
Okay.
of gremlins.
Ernie, you gotta have the gremlins cleaned out.
How many gremlins does Brooke have?
Brooke is doing just fine. Brooke is just fine.
We've got Adam.
We're going to give you a Snickers bar.
Adam?
If I catch Adam, I'll put him in my dryer on high heat.
What are you going to do with Jer Bear? J Berms.
J Berms? Oh.
Jeremy Deep Dish
Deep Dish
Burmeister.
What we're going to do is he's going to get your dog. Whatever Mrs. Deagle said.
Yeah.
That's it. Those are our Beelzebubs.
He's going to kill the beast.
Mm-hmm.
I want to kill the beast.
All right, next week, Kelley is going to review Camp Killer, and we're all going to talk about something that Freddy just said before the mad.
Sorry, take the beast myself. Take care of it.
I'll take care of the beast myself.
Thank you. Freddie finally helped me to put together that quote.
Freddy's a helper.
Yeah.
But Mrs. What was her name?
Deagle.
Mrs. Deagle. It's Christmas.
I like when Billy looks at her and he's like, "What would you do?" Sort of like,
what
curious.
would you do?
If I get a hold of the beast, I'll sodomize it with
Any
Christmas
fun
tree.
Patron stuff coming up? We got a Night of the Comic anytime soon?
Night of Dave, the Comic. The Scarecrow of Harrigan has been conventioning.
Silly boy.
At MondoCon, so we will return with Night of the Comic, I think, this week.
Okay.
We do have a Whorehound radio planned as well. And then egg roll.
No, and then.
All right, kids. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, good job listening today.
Yes,
you guys
did
all had
so
your
good.
listening ears on.
Yeah.
So to reward you, we are going to put on the Neverending Story, and you can put your heads down, or you can watch the movie.
Oh, there is one more thing. Late to the party is going to be late to the party because I'm still. I got artwork done, but I'm still working on.
Late to the party is Andy's
music.
new concept
Fart work?
show, where Andy, the curmudgeon, finally watches shit everybody's already seen.
Yeah. Where he's like, "Oh, this is what you guys are yelling at me about."
Like Gremlins. I just watched that. I didn't get any of your references.
Well, we made them all up as far as you know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Anything
Those
else?
could have been from Munchies for all you know.
And just remember, guys, it's not cranberry sauce.
It's not.
It's not.
Merry Christmas. Bye.
Merry Christmas. Give me good love.